Yeah, yeah, good to finally see you in person and everything. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I guess you're our first one here. That's
Yeah, and I didn't do like an RSVP, so I'm not sure who all is going to be coming. So
sure. Yeah.
so um
I guess we could take them
Cat
as they
Reed.
come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
So we don't
exactly.
waste anybody's time. But Lucas, tell me, I can't remember. Are you starting in the fall, or have
No,
you started this summer? Or
starting over the summer. I've done
okay,
4 semesters.
I thought so. Okay. How many classes did you do this summer?
5 in total.
Okay, so you did that whole group. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So you're easy because you're our year person. So I can tell you exactly what to sign up for.
That's great. And I think
That's
Cat's
what I'm here for.
yeah. Hey Cat, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
We're good, we're good. So I think Cat, did you also sign up for 5 classes this summer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. All
You
right, good.
guys have had quite a load.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd ask how your summer's going and how the classes are going, but you're right in the thick of it, aren't y'all? So yeah.
Hit the ground
Yeah,
running.
yeah, that's the way to, to knock it out quick for sure.
Yeah.
Um, are things going? Do you guys enjoying Dr. Thomas?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, she's great.
Yeah, I think she's going to be excellent. She had to hit the ground running as well, so she starts full time in the fall, but she decided to teach the summer some, so we were happy to have her do that. Um, so you both are basically on the same plan, and I, I'll tell you what, I'll show you, or I can tell you what to sign up for since you two are kind of easy. Basically, in the fall, let me share my screen because I've got it written out here just so you can see it. Doo -doo -doo. If I can find the right screen to share. Ah, there it is. Um, so here are all the classes that are being offered in the fall. But you guys, to stay on the plan, will want to take the 600 learning environments class and the 653 emerging technologies and the MAT internship 1. And that'll set you up for just doing your final internship in the spring. So you'll just do 600, 653, and 626. And I'll tell you about 626. In that class, it, it's not a full-time internship, so you're not in the schools all the time because we know everybody has to work right now unless they have a job in the schools, of course. And if you're already hired out there, then you can use that placement for this internship, but it's really more like around 3 hours a week that you're putting in. But during that time you have to have you heard about EdTPA yet in some of your classes this summer? Yeah. Well, this is where you get to do a mock ed TPA. So we don't want you to go into it cold in the spring. We give you a chance to do one on your own, and we score it here at the university so that you know what to work on before spring. That's one of the state's licensure requirements now. And it's basically like a miniature national board. You put together a portfolio, and there are 3 sections to it. The first section, you kind of write about your school and classroom and all the demographic information, and then give some lesson plans for 3 to 5 lessons. And then the second section, you actually film yourself teaching those lessons, and you condense those videos down pretty far. I think it can't be over 20 minutes to show all the things that they're looking for. And we'll go through all of that in 626 of what they're looking for there. And you write a narrative about what you did and what the students were supposed to learn. And you point out times in the video when you're doing certain things that they want to see. And then in part 3, you talk about the assessment of that little mini unit, how the students did, what kind of tools you use to measure their performance, and what you would do different in the future based on that assessment. So far, most of our MAT students have done spectacular on EdTPA, so I feel pretty confident that if you make it through 626 and take all the feedback that you get during that semester, that during the spring it'll be a piece of cake to do the national submission. The difference between 626 and 636 is during 626 we help you all the way through and give you feedback all the way through, but during 636 we're not allowed to really tell you anything. We can give you some pointers and some real general nudging and directions, but supposedly we're not really supposed to give any feedback on that. So, and I don't know how long that'll stay a state requirement, but it, it'll be there for you guys. Now, the one good thing is, if you come out of the MAT program with a 3.75 GPA or better, and you score, oh, let me think, most of you will have a 15 rubric, 15 area rubric, criterion rubric. If I think the score is 45, if you score 45 or better on the Ed TPA plus have the 3.75 GPA, you come in at a higher salary than other starting teachers. They call you highly qualified at that point. So it's worth it to try to take as much feedback during this fall semester as possible so that you can really knock the top off of it in the spring and get that extra pay when you start into the schools. The other good news for you guys is I'm part of a group. It's the Professional Educators Commission for North Carolina, and we're working with a group called the Human Capital Roundtable, which is kind of a crazy name. Sounds scary, like a cabal, but we're trying to figure out how to make the profession actually pay what it's supposed to pay, and to put levels of performance within the actual steps. So right now, if you go into the profession, once you get your license, you're basically on a step promotion based on the number of years you have in. Our hope is to have 3 different license areas once you get in, so that you can step up and become an advanced teacher and an expert teacher and earn substantially more over those years of your career. So that's kind of exciting right now, and I think during your careers in teaching you'll probably see that happen. There's a lot of push behind it, and we have the Gates Foundation and the Belt Foundational Board with us helping to provide some money for that. So I think it's a good time to be going into teaching, and I haven't said that in a long time. So that's a good thing. So again, for you two, 600, 626 and 653, and then in the spring all you'll have left is the 636 internship, and there's an internship 2 seminar that goes along with that, and that's where we kind of walk you through all of the Ed TPA stuff for the national submission, and also provide you with some help with job placement, resume building, some of the skills that you'll need to get the job that you want. And again, at any time, should you be hired by a school, you can do your internship experiences within that thing, so you don't have to go outside of it and give up money during that time. Have you got any questions about next semester or the following semester? We've only got 2, so I can give you all the information you want.
Just to confirm, you said EDU 600, 653, and 626, right?
Correct. Right.
The fall. Okay.
Yep. And that will.
And the other 2 will be for the spring.
That's right. Yeah, and then you'll be done.
Cool.
Yeah. So you
Not
guys
bad.
are. Yeah. So
No
it's
pressure, right?
a true 1-year program.
Yeah.
In and out. It'll make the 17 hours this semester or this summer worthwhile, I guess.
Right. That's for sure.
Yeah.
When will we find out from Miss Alyssa? Is it
Your
Reinhardt?
placements?
Yes.
Yeah,
about placement.
she's working on those right now. She's been on maternity leave this
Gotcha.
past spring, and I've been trying to cover her job and a lot of other people's.
Oh,
That's why
goodness.
you haven't gotten the best service possible during the program. But once Dr. Thomas is on board in the fall, she'll take over as your primary advisor, and Miss Reinhardt's already working on those placements right now, and she should have something out to you soon for fall. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Are either of you looking for jobs for the fall right now? Okay. You're just going to go through. Okay. Perfect. I think that's better, actually. I think it's a little scary to walk in as a residency teacher without having some experience in the classroom, but you know, it is where we are right now. So it's definitely a possibility. And really, after the fall semester, once you've finished with that, I mean, that's a perfect time to, if somebody does have a job available, to go right into it, because you're going to be doing the same thing anyway in the spring. You just won't be working with a master teacher. You'll be the teacher of record. So depending on how you want to go.
Yeah, I'm already currently teaching and have been for the last 3.5 years.
Yeah, yes, you're old hat at this point. So are you good in terms of staying on schedule with what you need to keep your current license as long as you stay in classes?
So currently I'm not licensed, and that was one of the big reasons why I'm taking this course.
Right.
So I do kind of have questions about the licensing process.
Sure. Yeah.
So you mentioned that the EdTPA feeds into the North Carolina license.
Mhm.
What, aside from taking the praxis, what other steps are required in order to become licensed, or is that it?
That's it. Yes. You finish the program, pass your praxis 2, and pass EdTPA, and you're done at that point. Yeah, and then we convert that residency license or emergency license to a regular standard license at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. What else can I tell you or answer for you?
I think that might have been about all I had. Just the upcoming schedule and uh, yeah, nothing I can really think of.
Okay.
Are we available to register now, or when is that registering date?
Yeah, it's open. You can go right into MyLR and register. Absolutely. Probably
Okay.
sooner the better. It makes the admissions people happy because
Right.
they'll
Yes,
see you in
it does.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did think of one other thing. Since I am currently teaching and I don't need to be placed, do I just need to email? I can't remember their name.
Yeah, if Alyssa Reinhardt, did you
Email
receive
them.
an email from her? Just tell her where you're currently teaching and she'll just put that down. What we do is we do an agreement with the school and make sure that there's a mentor at the school that can provide you with some kind of supervision, and then we'll assign you a university supervisor. It'll probably be Barbara Fedock, who's wonderful. She's been working with us for a long time and helping with the EdTPA process. So she'll be able to walk you through, which would be great.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Well,
I have a question about the if they haven't taken the praxis yet, when is an ideal time for them to do that?
yeah, it's a good question. You know, it's basically content knowledge.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a comfort thing when you feel like your content knowledge is where it needs to be. I would go to that ets.org/praxis site and take a look at the questions that are on there. You can pull up some example questions, some practice tests, and some materials there, and just see if you're feeling comfortable with each section of it. And if you do, I'd go ahead and sign up as soon as possible and just knock that out.
What all practices would we need to take? So currently I teach 8th grade math, so obviously middle school math,
Right.
and I would also like to be licensed in high school. So, and me just taking both those tests, would that give me a license for both, or?
Yeah, it would give you a license for both. But what I would suggest is taking the Praxis 2 for the high school, because most school districts will license you down. They can request you be licensed at middle school too if you've got the secondary license already. They can't license you up, but they can license you down. And of course, music's K-12, so everybody takes the same test. Yeah.
That was my question, so you answered that. In my mind.
Right. You're covered all the way with that one test. So,
Deal.
yeah.
How long does it take to get those results? Like if they sign up, I mean,
It
is it?
depends on the test. Typically for math, it's pretty quick turnaround because it's, you know, multiple choice and popped in. I think on the music with the oral part, it seems like it's a little bit longer, but you know, always within 3 weeks or so, we get test results back after you take it. Um, and you know, some people wait till the very end of the program to take it. The only problem with that is, say you take it next May, until I get those results in, I can't sign off on your licensure. So I would plan on doing it by March at the latest, just so we have the test results in. But sooner is better in some ways because, you know, if by chance you miss it by a couple of points, you'll at least know and be able to take it again and do what you need to. Praxis 2 you pay for by yourself. Ed TPA you don't pay for because it's already built into your fees of the MAT program. And we buy vouchers for you and send you those numbers when it gets time for that.
Now, I know a little bit back, I had a colleague that was they taught up in Maine and they're getting their license in North Carolina. And North Carolina was requiring them to take I can't remember what it was called, but it's like a pedagogy praxis. Do we need to take that too?
We used to have to, there was a time when you had to take the pedagogy, but Ed TPA took that over. So you do your pedagogy through Ed TPA now, and just the content test.
So is there reciprocity with North Carolina licensure once they get that with other states?
Yeah,
Or
they don't really call it reciprocity anymore. We used to have an
okay.
agreement with almost all the states, but now that, you know, everybody's kind of doing their own thing at this point, I will say, except for Florida and Wyoming, we've never had anybody have any problem trading their license to another state. Wyoming makes you take a test of Wyoming history in order to be licensed. I don't know. They're pretty serious about their cowboy history, I guess. But and Florida,
Yeehaw!
yeah, right. And Florida's just kind of strange. They have some courses on the books that they always question whether or not we've covered the same content. And I've talked them into accepting most of the ones that came through, but sometimes they'll question whether or not you had the right content courses. But they've been the only state that I've had any real issue with. So if you're not going to Florida, then you should be good.
Don't go to Florida. I'm from there. Be glad. It's a great place to vacation, but yeah.
Oh, goodness. Anything else you guys can think of?
Actually, I do have a miscellaneous question.
Yeah.
So I actually began the course last year, but then life had other priorities for me. So I did speak with Dr. Rotman a few times. And one of my questions for her, and she said it was in the works, but COVID was kind of causing some hiccups with it, was Lenoir-Rhyne developing a doctoral program also for
Yeah,
teaching.
we've got a yeah, we've got a proposal out. COVID did throw a big wrench in all this and trying to manage finances and make sure we pick the best new programs. We basically right now are universities have different Carnegie levels is what they call it. And we're at one right now where we can have 3 doctoral programs, and the 3 that we've chosen to start with are all health science related. Once we have those and show that they're successful, which they have been the first couple of years, then we can apply to have more. And the ed one's going to be one of them. It'll be an educational leadership, but it won't be like public school educational leadership. It won't lead to superintendent's license like some do. It'll be more for higher education leadership, community college leadership, and maybe some general leadership for like social and nonprofit organizations. So that's the plan right now. We may eventually bring something back in administration for public schools, but there's there are so many schools that do that nearby. Appalachian, especially, and Gardner Webb seem to really have the market on that right now. So it doesn't seem like the best choice for us to jump into. But who knows? Maybe one day.
I think that should be all the questions for me.
I
You
think I'm
good?
good for now as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any other questions or if you have any trouble registering or getting onto my LR, just let me know and I can call the registrar and just have them register you for the classes that you want if you have trouble. So I'm around the rest of the summer.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Y'all take care. Have a good rest of your summer.
Thank
You
you, you too.
Okay.
Hey, can you stay on for just a second so I can ask you
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the-
yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
all right. Thanks a lot, Lucas and Kat. It's great to see y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nice people.
They really are. I mean, you've got just wonderful students. I love it. So that's
Yeah.
great. So I'm recording this and everything, so I can also, send that, but then I can tell the others who are the new
Right.
summer students, why don't I just email them tomorrow?
Okay.
And, if you've done these 5 classes, then this is what you need to do.
Right.
If they've done less than those 5, then it would make sense they would need to take the other classes. Right?
Yeah, depending on, whether they want to go the 18-month route or the 1-year route
Okay.
at this point. Yeah, I mean, yes. So, I mean, they've got more choices to pick from potentially of what they could take.
Okay.
That one sheet I think I sent out in the first meeting that we did, I'm looking at it right now, the 18-month plan, they would actually take 615 and 616
Okay.
and the 653 class.
Okay.
So it's a little different for them, especially, if they're starting in the fall.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the classes for them.
So the new fall students could take those 3, right?
Yeah,
15, 16, and 53.
Right.
Okay. And if they were new summer students but didn't do all 5, then they
Right.
would still try to do those same 3.
Those same 3 if they didn't
If
take
they
them
haven't
this summer.
already taken them, right? Yeah.
Right.
'Cause
And if
was-
they did, then they could put in the 600 class
Okay.
that these guys are taking
Okay.
and potentially the 626, depending on how fast they want to get through this.
Okay.
But, if they have questions, if they want to reach out,
Okay.
I don't think I've got anything else the rest of the summer in terms of being out of the office, so I should be able to help them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. Yeah. So I'll just tell them, and I feel like the new students that we have, and then those who've been accepted who are trying to decide, if
Right.
they're going to join us in the fall, I'll just steer them towards those 3 classes if they want to do the 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
And
that's
then
the way to go.
if they're doing the 3, then in the spring, that's when they would do their internship 1.
Right.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
That's the typical way we do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then would they in the summer do their second internship, or would that have to wait until the following fall?
The fall.
They'd be on that
Yeah.
18-month. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
If you start in the fall, you've got to be 18 months, basically. Yeah.
Are
So
there
they'll
any
take,
classes they can take in the summer?
yeah,
Yeah.
they'll have to take one class in the summer. I think it's the differentiation class.
Okay. Okay.
And then all they'll have left is student teaching that next
Student
fall.
teaching that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's good. That's great. Well, that
getting
makes it
there.
very, very easy. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
we'll probably change it all this year once Stephanie gets on board.
Yep.